Hello everyone, Mrs. Bradshaw here. Today we are going to review division, our learning goal. I can divide a multi-digit whole number by a single digit. So when we are dividing, we are going to use a specific couple of steps that we use every single time. So in this one, I put little boxes just to help me stay organized when I'm dividing so that I don't accidentally start going all over the place. And you can do this too on your work by just drawing some lines between the numbers. So over here, I have a bunch of random letters. And this is what's going to help me to remember the steps I need to use to divide. So when I look at this might not be something that I remember. So I came up with a saying to help me remember it. So I say daddy, mommy, sister, brother, and the dog named Rover. Daddy, mommy, sister, brother, Rover. So these letters represent specific operations. So I have daddy divide, mommy multiply, sister subtract, brother bring down. I'm drawing an arrow, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. And Rover, the dog, means to repeat and go back up to daddy. So daddy, mommy, sister, brother, Rover. That's what I want to think over and over as I try to solve this. Just like what we did in the previous video on multiplication, I'm going to cover up these numbers so it's easier. So the first thing I have to do is to divide. So 3 divided by 6. I have 3 cookies and I have 6 people. Not everyone can get a cookie, so I can't divide that. So I'm going to put a 0. Daddy, I did. Check. Mommy. Mommy means to multiply. So I'm going to pretend that there's a little multiplication sign. 0 times 6 is 0. Daddy, mommy, check. Sister, I need to subtract. 3 minus 0 is 3. Brother, bring down. So on this one, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move this over and I'm going to bring down, this is where the arrow comes in, the next number. I now have 37 divided by 6. I brought that down. I have 37 divided by 6. Well, I know that 6 times 6 is 36, so 37 divided by 6 is 6. I put my answer up here. 6 times 6 is 36. I did daddy, mommy, sister, subtract. I have 1 left over. Sister, okay, brother. What does brother mean again? Bring down. So I have to see what my next number is. A 2. I'm going to bring that all the way down here. And I now have 12 divided by 6. So divide. 12 divided by 6 is 2. My answer always goes up here. So daddy, check. Mommy, I need to multiply. 2 times 6 is 12. Daddy, mommy, sister, subtract that. 12 minus 12 is 0. Do I have anything left to bring down? I do not. So my answer is 62. Let's go ahead and try this one. Again, I'm going to cover up those extra numbers so it's a little bit easier for me. So looking at my daddy, mommy, sister, brother, Rover, the first step is to divide. So I have 9 cookies and I have 7 people. Each person would get 1 cookie. Daddy, mommy, multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. Sister, subtract. 9 minus 7 is 2. I'm on brother, and remember, brother means bring down. So I got to move this over and bring down my next number. I now have 23 divided by 7. I know is 23 divided by 7. I can go in 3 times. So then multiply. 3 times 7 is 21. And I have 2 left over after I subtract. I am back to brother, so I have to bring down my next number, which is a 9. How many times can 7 go into 29? 29 divided by 7. Well, I know that it can go in 4 times. 4 times 7 for multiply is 28. Subtract, I'm left with 1. Back to brother, do I have anything left to bring down? I do not. So this down here is a remainder. And I can write it in one of two ways. In 4th grade, you guys learned to put R1. This is the way to do it for 4th grade. If you want to take it a step further and write it the 5th grade way, we can get rid of the R1 and we can put 1, what I had left over 7. So I can write it as a fraction, 134 and 1/7. If you wrote it with R1, that is okay as well. All right, let's solve this one together. So I have daddy, mommy, sister, brother, Rover over here to help me remember the steps. I'm going to cover up these extra numbers and I'm going to solve. I have 1 cookie and 6 people. I cannot split that evenly, so I'm going to have a 0. Then I need to multiply. 0 times 6 is 0. I'm going to subtract for sister, and now I'm on brother. I need to bring down. So I'm going to bring down the 4, and now I have 14 divided by 6. Well, I know 6 can go into 14 twice. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract, I'm left with 2. I'm down to brother because I just subtracted, and I need to bring down my next number, which is a 4. 24 divided by 6. So how many times can 6 go into 24? 4. 4 times 6 for mommy, multiply, is 24. Subtract for sister, I'm left with 0. Do I have anything else to bring down? No. My answer is 24. Let's solve this one together. I have daddy, mommy, sister, brother, Rover over here to remind me of the steps of division. I'm going to cover up my extra numbers, and then I'm going to try to solve. 4 divided by 4. I have 4 cookies and 4 people, so each person would get 1. Daddy. Mommy, multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, and I'm left with 0. Then I'm on to brother, so I need to bring down my next number. Bring it down, 2. 2 divided by 4. I have 2 cookies, 4 people. It does not work, so I have to put a 0 up here. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, I'm left with 2. I'm back to brother, so I need to bring down my next number. Change my color. I now have 24 divided by 4. So how many times can 4 go into 24? Let's try 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract, I'm left with 0. I'm on to brother. Do I have anything left to bring down? No. My answer is 106. All right, I would like you to try this one on your own. Go ahead and pause the video here. All right, let's go ahead and try to solve this one together. So I'm going to cover these up, and then I'm going to solve. So daddy says divide. 2 cookies divided by 4 people, it can't go in evenly, so I'm left with 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, I'm left with 2. Brother tells me I need to bring down. Bring down my 3. I now have 23. How many times can 4 go into 23? 23 divided by 4, I can go in 5 times. 5, Mommy, 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract, I'm left with 3. I'm back to brother, so that means I need to bring down, and I have a 1 to bring down. So 31 divided by 4. 7 times 4 can go into 31. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract, gotta borrow, 11 minus 8 is 3, so I have 3 remaining. Do I have anything left to bring down? I do not. So, in 4th grade, you learned to write it as a remainder 3. In 5th grade, you can begin to write it as 3, what was left over, by what I was dividing by. So 57 and 3/4. If you wrote it as 57 R3, that is okay. Eventually, I would like for you to write it as a fraction. Go ahead and pause the video now to try and solve this problem. All right, let's go ahead and solve it together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have 6 cookies divided by 5 people. Each person would get 1 cookie. 1 times 5 is 5. I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. I am now on to brother, so I need to bring down my next number. And now I have 18 divided by 5. I know 5 can go into 18 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Subtract, I am left with 3. Then I need to bring down my next number. I now have 36. 36. 36 divided by 5. 5 can go into 36 how many times? It can go in, I believe, 7 times. So let's go ahead and try that. So 7 times 5 is 35. Minus 36 minus 35 is 1. Let me erase that. So I have a remainder of 1 is how you would have wrote it in 4th grade. In 5th grade, you can write it as a fraction. So what I have remaining over what I was dividing by, 137 1/5 and 1/5. Go ahead and try this one. Pause the video now. All right, let's go ahead and solve it together. I have 8 cookies divided by 6 people. I know each person would get 1 cookie. 1 times 6 is 6. I subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. Brother tells me to bring down my next number. I now have 26 divided by 6. I know that 6 can go into 26 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. Subtract. I'm left with 2. Let me erase that and try that again. I am left with 2. Brother, the B, tells me to bring down my next number. It's a 4. How many times can 6 go into 24? 24 divided by 6 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Subtract, I'm left with 0. There are no other numbers to bring down, so my answer is 144. Go ahead and pause the video now to try the next problem. ahead and solve it together. I'm going to cover up these numbers. 5 divided by 2. 5 cookies, 2 people. Each person would get 2 cookies. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract, I'm left with 1. I need to bring down my next number. So bring down my 3. I now have 13 divided by 2. I know 2 can go in 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. 13 minus 12 is 1. I need to bring down my next number, which is a 3. 13, we just did up here, I know 2 can go into 13 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. 13 minus 12 is 1. I have a remainder of 1. In 4th grade, you wrote that as R1. In 5th grade, you can begin to write that as a fraction. 1 over what I was dividing by, 2. 266 and 1/2. The last problem. I'd like you to pause your video now and try this on your own. Alright, let's go ahead and solve it together. I have 5 cookies divided by 4 people. Each person would get 1 cookie. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Brother tells us to bring down our next number. 16 divided by 4. Well, I know 4 can go into 16 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract, I'm left with 0. I need to bring down my next number. Bring down my 0. 0 divided by 4 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, I have nothing remaining. My answer is 140.